didn't work out last time.
It really didn't. And Vega Squadron, actually, we're in the pick and ban phase right now. Karma is going to be the ban away from them as well. So, well, they're going to ban that away even. Away from Lemon. They thought maybe he's performing a little bit too well on it. Banning the Nidalee and Syndra over on the blue side. No Olaf ban, and that's instantly picked up for Zanzara.
I am much happier with this pick. Olaf is huge. He's been banned most of the tournament, and when he's been picked, he just storms through enemy teams. He's fantastic to pick for the very obvious reason that when his ultimate's on, no one can stop him attacking your AD carry. And if he's set at, say, 301, 305, no matter what stage in the game, if he's ahead, he builds full tank, he has more than enough base damage to melt through your carry, and it's just so fantastic to watch. The kind of counterplay you have to it, arguably, here for Rampage, is if you can isolate the Olaf, let him charge at you, drop down some AoE CC behind him, like a Zyra ultimate, for example, and stop the follow-up engage, and then just kite the Olaf backwards. If you can kill him with enough damage, then there is nothing to worry about here. And so far, probably a very defining pick, I think, coming in for Vega. The Rek'Sai locked in instantly. I'm really glad that Tutor's taking that one again. I think not banning it is going to be a mistake on Vega's part, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we did talk actually during the break about maybe they ban it away and force him onto the Lee Sin again, in which he didn't prove that he made a valuable impact. Merely just taking most of the kills for himself, especially on the Lee, and just not being that frontline tank that their team needed. They will lock in the Victor as well, going towards Lemon, so he's going to go on a bit more of an aggressive mid laner, straying away from the Karma, obviously, which was banned away from Vega. And now it'll be interesting to see what Drobovic does want to pick into that.
Yeah, it's nice that I think they're taking the Victor off Drobovic, because he's had a couple of good games on it now, and then obviously forcing Lemon to take something more aggressive is a nice pick here. Really good for the wave clear. We've seen so many good Victor plays overall through the tournament so far. Yesterday we saw the pentakill. It's just a very, very safe pick, I think, right now, and it seems as the tournament's gone on, it's become more of a, air quotes, meta pick, as it were, because we see more and more teams taking it very consistently. And another champion that's become very consistent is the Orianna. We've seen a good few whiffed ultimates, a good few sombreros, and hopefully this game we'll see Drobovic get it right.
Yeah, I didn't even know about the sombrero thing, but it's a pretty cool name for it. But he's going to take that one away. Bit of an even matchup. I've always said maybe Orianna's a bit more in favour just because of the zone. But the bottom laner for well, Blasting has already got the AD carry, so he's got his hands on the Ashe. He did do pretty well with it last time, and Ashe has been just a really highly contested pick coming throughout this whole tournament. She just looks so strong.
That's indeed. The Ashe pickup's really nice there as well. I think taking that away will definitely take some of the sting and get out of Rampage's tail. Last game, obviously, Merrin, it was an absolute terror on the Ashe. It's going to lock in the Ezreal this time around. I'm not sold on the Ezreal. I think it doesn't have the same kind of hyper carry status as what we've seen on other champions throughout the series. And, you know, Karma is banned away here. We're going to look towards a Caitlyn instead. I'm just not sold on this Ezreal, unfortunately. I think the Tarm is a very nice pickup, though. We actually saw people bring this out yesterday, if you remember, and although they lost 2-0, it still looked pretty good, and it was a nice kind of saving grace in a lot of instances where they had the Jhin who was about to get picked off.
Yeah, we've only seen it a couple of times, like you said, and that's going to be able to protect Merrin in the bottom side, although he has got a lot of mobility anyway on the Ezreal. But we'll see how that one works out. Hey, you never know as well. It could be a Tom Top. Don't know. It has been a thing.
Let's not talk about that. It's not a thing. Not anymore. It's not.
It shouldn't be, at least. There's going to be the support and the top laner being needed to be picked away here for Vega Squadron. Jace is up again. Now, they did play it last game, but it just didn't seem to have the effectiveness it necessarily needed to have.
Absolutely. That Jace being picked up is nice. Do I like it here? I think I do. We still haven't seen a Poppy picked yet today, which is interesting. I thought we would have seen it at least once so far, but maybe Yatori and no non-holy here just don't play it particularly well, so don't want to have to grab that one away. They are going for these more damage-heavy kind of comps right now. It seems to be very scrappy actually between all the teams. It's less about the tanks, it's more about who can get in there, who can do the most damage, who can kill who first. That seems to be the way it's going right now. And Zyra taking away for Edward once again. This works out quite nicely if they can get a really good engage down here. Their comp, I think, overall is nice. The catch that they have, the Ashe ultimate comes out, followed up by the the Orianna ultimate, followed by the root from Zyra, followed by the Strangle Thorns. That's a good 5-6 seconds of lockdown, more than enough time for the Olaf to use his ultimate Ragnarok to get in, pop the Ghost, jump on top of the target, and absolutely melt Merrin if he is the one who gets caught out here.
Yeah, that CC lockdown has definitely worked for a few teams throughout this tournament, like with the Ashe picking through. Zyra's been obviously a hot topic as well. But do you know a really interesting interaction, actually? You could, if you Orianna and ult a couple of people, at least like 2 or 3 maybe, And then you can shock blast all 3 of them because they're all like clumped together. So that'd be kind of cool. A lot of damage. That would definitely amplify the DPS. But Rumble is going to be the lock away from Yatori. He did perform really well. A couple of misplaced ultimates. But all in all, I think that's a really good pick for him.
It is, yeah, and I think Lemon being on the Victor is interesting here. Karma played really well on that last game. It's definitely a more supportive style though, whereas Lemon needs to be a lot more aggressive in this game on the Victor. Of course, going to have to wait and see if he can do just that. It's the big defining moment here for Rampage. That was the first game that they've won since the tournament started, so they must be feeling on top of the world right now. And given this draft, it's very close for both teams. I don't think there are any key weaknesses in either side. And wait, the logos are fixed.
Hey, finally. So it is Rampage versus Vega Squadron, finally. I mean, they predicted it, so maybe it is scripted. You never know. If Rampage do win this one, they will actually face Saigon Jokers with their chance to play. So, yeah, the prize, obviously. We need to explain the prize again. IEM Gyeonggi is on the line for one of these teams here today. One of these teams who do win this best of 3, either Rampage or Vega Squadron, will face Saigon Jokers later on, and then they get the chance to compete for that place. But we are on to the rift. This final game between Rampage and Vega Squadron. They've swapped sides, and we'll see how this one turns out.
Bienvenue dans la faille de l'invocateur.
Interesting.
Yes. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. Perfect translation, I think you'll find.
Yeah. It probably actually is as well. I recognise the Bienvenue because you see it all the time when you travel abroad. You see it like in every sign anywhere.
Oof.
Tori.
Tori's getting chunked massively here. He's going really low.
He's got a flash. Got a flash.
Keep on landing. Oh, he held it for so long. They backed off and then he flashed. So that could have been an easy kill there for Non-Holy. But playing it safe, Yatori does blow the flash in the early game. And that just spells, I mean, you're going to have to expect Zanzara to pop up there sometime in the early game.
Good stuff so far. I mean, that would have been interesting if he hadn't flashed even and got himself picked off because he thought, I'll be fine here. Nope, one more last axe is going to be more than enough to kill you. Would have been quite scary. But, you know, Zanzara did, of course, burn out. Has he just actually pop ghost here to get to camp in time? I think he has.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he has. He has actually pop ghost to get to the camp. I mean,
okay, fair enough.
He still needs a couple of seconds. I think. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, Lemon wanted to try and steal away one of the small Razor Beaks to get the bit of XP and to stop the level 3 if the Olaf were to start red side. But obviously, Drogovic knew what was going to happen and prevented it straight away.
Yeah, that's pretty big, and they do exchange Thunderlords as well, so there will be a little bit of damage down. Edward taking a beating here. Pupil is going to be this unmovable force in this bottom lane as well. Tom Kench is so tanky.
He is looking pretty scary right now, but it's going to be the thing when he starts getting the grey health as well. Makes it even worse to deal with. Merrin already getting locked up there. Hope from Edward begins.
Oh yes, the unrelenting plants. Yesterday, I don't know if you saw it as well. I cannot remember what team it was, but they had a Zyra, and they just had, it was blue side's inhibitor tower. They had an army of plants. There must have been at least 5 or 6 plants just killing the minion wave off to try and fend them off of the siege. It was hilarious. That's another point of interest to use with Zyra. You can obviously just create a little army to act as a minion wave almost.
Absolutely starting now onto the red side of his jungle, taking away that red buff though. Of course, watch out because Rek'Sai is lurking here.
There's going to be a flash actually. Yeah, there is. Edward's actually going to get exhausted here. Tosso is going to come through. Just get the knock up on to blasting. He's going to have to flash away, in fact. Red buff burning on both sides. But the teleport is going to come in, but it's instantly cancelled. From both of them, yeah. So that could have been another interesting early game. Zanzara is here on the bottom side. Double buff still active on him. Both these junglers really wanting to make some early ganks happen.
This is the thing with top laners, right? You imagine they just sit there like on an island, just like, hey man, how's it going? Yeah, it's not bad. Just taking some minions, you know, chilling. Oh, there's a fight in bot lane now. Should we go down there? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not? Both channel TP. And then they're just like, actually, no, forget about it. Let's just stay in lane. Like, all right, man, cool. And that seems to be the way it always works out because they always do it in sync. If they both TP, they both TP. If one cancels, the other cancels, except for the very odd occasion where that doesn't work out that way. And then suddenly the lane advantage top lane goes over to who'd managed to kind of... It's almost like a game of chicken. Who can hold out that TP channel the longest before cancelling it? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is pretty cool to see. And with that, obviously, it will be on reduced cooldown as well. So we'll see if they can make use of that. And hey, would you look at that, Derry? Another Infernal Drake. That's good.
Feels good, man. Infernal Drake's always
Feels good, man. Feels Drake, man. Not the rapper. Or the singer. He's not really a rapper. People making his telegraphed roams again. This is literally everywhere. No matter what champion he seems to be on, just constantly with the roams. Making sure he can get his other laners ahead as well. Yatori is going to get dove in the bottom lane though. Nice flash and knock from him though. Zanzara's going really low. Axe comes through. Unholy needs like one more auto attack. He doesn't get it down. Yatori surviving that, and a flash from Unholy and a ghost from Zanzara as well. So 2 summoner spells for almost nothing there.
Yeah, Zanzara going crazy low there. Not too far off going down, but good survival by Yatori there. That would have been horrible if he'd gone down, of course. Giving over first blood to the Jace would not have been a pretty eventuality. Or even to the Olaf. Like I said in the pre-game, if Olaf does start getting ahead, there's not really much here that blasting would be able to do to keep him off him.
Yeah, and Tussle just recognising that in the top side is going to go for a small invade. Lemon with the early blue buff as well. It's important to point that one out. So it's going to be able to sustain the mid lane a little bit better than this Orianna. But Drobovic actually, he's so good at just keeping these CS leads against the harassment that is Victor. 39 to 31.
Been good for him so far. Vega nor Rampage have really taken a lead at 5.5 minutes in the game. Both dead even on gold. No kills gone across yet. That was a bit of a farm discrepancy. You look at the bot lane and just see the farm discrepancy down there for Merrin so far. Looking really hard actually for blasting to not so much stay relevant, but find a way to keep up in farm, I think.
Oof, almost got all the minions.
Almost.
We're close. Yeah, Merrin's doing a good job of farming as well. Just farm leads, just a bit patchy across the board. Zanzara maybe looking for something here. Does get pinged out. Lemon is going to back off. Lemon taking the teleport actually instead of the ghost. Bit of an interesting summoner spell choice. Oh, people. Found Zanzara. Yeah, oh wow, there's Chaos Storm coming down as well. Zanzara's really low. Just no mobility coming out from him. He's just going to go down. First blood actually goes straight over to Lemon. That really nice telegraphed roam there from
that's
people.
so irritating because that's basically, you know, deja vu is what happened last game. You saw the Nunu go into the red side jungle and then get punished for being there because everyone collapsed on him. It's the second time it's happened now, and you thought he would have learned after the first one. The Rampage here are responding super well, and Zanzara isn't respecting that right now. Giving that early kill over to the mid laner is not a good way to keep Drobovic in the lead here. Lemon should now go and spend that gold at some point soon, and he will be very happy, I'm sure, with the upgraded staff. It's not really a staff, is it? What is it? Hex core. It's a hex core.
Yeah, it's not a staff. Yeah, it's a like I always imagine it as like a modular thing, like he builds into himself. Not a cane. Well, I suppose he does hold a cane. No, it must be actually because it changes colour at the top when you get upgrades.
Yeah, so it must be a staff, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the core in the staff that's. You know.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, we'll go with that. All right, close enough. I play Victor a lot as well. I don't know. I don't really look at him that much, to be fair. Merrin taking a bit of damage. Zanzara actually going a bit aggressive here, but he isn't going to get spotted out. They are
doing it
in that direction though. Yeah, he's going to come through. Does get the smite away.
Oh.
Shockwave comes through.
Whoa.
He does get eaten. That was so close to going down. And then Yatori actually in the top side tried to come down, had to flash over the wall, got collapsed on. Hustle and Pupil with a clutch steal, clutch saviour there.
I've got to say, actually, I thought at first Tussle would die inside Tarnkench's belly, but I think the interaction is because Tussle was burrowed before he got devoured, that he stayed burrowed, air quotes, inside Tarnkench's belly, so he was healing off the fury that he built up. If he hadn't have been burrowed, he probably would have died from the red buff because his health was that low. But luckily, some good old Rito coding does mean that you are burrowed inside the belly and do recover your health.
10 out of 10 code. Infernal Drake though, it's going to get started up. Zanzara did come down from the red buff side of the Rampage's jungle. That means the first dragon is no doubtably going to go over to them. This is a very completely opposite of what actually happened last game, where Rampage actually took that very early Infernal Drake.
Interesting because it wasn't off the back of a kill either, it just flat out happened. They just walked up to it like, hey, we're going to take this away and no one's going to stop us apparently. Kind of a bit of a misplay thing on Tussle and the rest of the team to not have that ward and to not respond, because we spoke about it earlier, Infernal Drakes are massive for the late game especially. When you look at these two comps as well, they're all about the team fight. They want to get down a lot of AoE. You need those Infernal Drakes.
Yeah, they're extremely important. Now Tussle has found Zanzara again. He's just challenging him at every single opportunity. Well, both these junglers are in fact. Making sure to get an up in each other's faces. That's always going to wander around towards the bottom side again. He really, really wants to get Merrin ahead, you can tell. Just making sure he's around that point. Around that bottom lane at every opportunity.
Flash.
Lemon, yeah, with the flash away. Drogovic had ultimate available as well, so that's really good for him to save that one.
I think what's interesting too, we didn't touch on it much in the pre-game, is that Lemon has taken TP here. He didn't take Ghost like most Victors do.
Tussle looking for the dive. Yeah, TP is going to come through. See if it's cancelled. It is, in fact, cancelled. And with the Enchanted Crystallara being actually whiffed there from blasting, just sends high and wide. That's a really big cooldown there for the bot lane. Tussle now. Oh, he just got spotted. I'm not sure if they actually pinged him out, though. Drovovic's on the wrong side of the lane, however. He sees people as well, I suppose. So he's just going to back off.
Yeah, it's been such a calm game so far. Just hitting the 10-minute mark exactly and only one kill. And really, that was our Zanzara's mistake too. Super bizarre. And interesting too because you know, these teams both have been, the very first game especially, they were fighting every 2 minutes, losing 3 members apiece. It was super scrappy, whereas this seems so much more calculated and controlled. It's the kind of stuff you're used to seeing in the EULCS, I think, at this sort of stage as well. You know, the teams do play very calm and don't go absolutely crazy like you might see in the LPL, for example. Just a gentle observation I've made.
I think you're watching the wrong LCS, mate. I don't know. I think Koreans are more likely to
Koreans too
have less kills in the early game, especially someone like Jin Air.
Yeah.
About 5 kills in 50 minutes. Oh, Merrin. He's going to get almost collapsed on there by Zanzara. Does throw out the Arcane Barrage just to make sure that he doesn't get advanced on. And Crystallara is almost up as well for blasting, so they're going to have to be careful of that. Tussle's going to meet Zanzara yet again. Those axes doing a fair bit of damage though. They're the ultimate actually coming out for Edward. Showing a little bit aggressive, maybe using that as a bit of defensive tool actually. Plus the mana as well. Really not looking good. Zanzara, can he find Pupil? Oh, can he throw the axe? Did he? I don't think he even saw him.
Oh, the arrow though.
There goes the arrow. Like I said, you have to respect it. Ragnarok's going to get popped as well. Zanzara goes down. Tussle in the side. Teleport actually down from Yutori here. And Blasting's just going to fall. That is absolutely huge. The teleport time he's coming out from Yutori there, knowing Non-Holy didn't have TP, is pretty big. And Lemon actually getting taken down by Drovovic. Almost going down to the laser, but not quite there yet. So a 2-for-2 trade cross map there.
Well, I was saying literally 1 minute and 54 seconds ago how calm this game has been so far. Now we've seen 4 kills in the last 2 minutes. This is much more of what I expected to see, and we're also going to see first Brick go down the top lane. Vega only get themselves a small gold lead, mind you, but it does look like that tower going down will be echoed in here too.
Exactly that, and that is going to be 1-for-1 towers indeed. Zanzara is going to be still on the bottom line. Non-Holy really pushing this in. Merrin have to be a little careful, but he's going to be alright. He's going to have to farm quite far back, but I suppose that's kind of what he wants to do, just make sure he can get near his power spike.
I just had someone tell me in chat that Drovovic means shotgun in Russian.
Oh, right, okay.
That's interesting.
Interesting, yeah, I didn't know that. Fair enough. Well, they are a CIS team.
Yeah.
Drovovic, shotgun 1, 2, 3.
Is that like he counts to 3 and then shoots you?
Maybe. If it was 1, 2, 3, 4, he could be Jin.
Yeah, maybe, but unfortunately he is a mid laner and Jin mid. I think we saw when he first came out for like once or twice and then it disappeared very quickly.
Yeah, like it's those things where Lucian as well, kind of aggressive AD. He could be played mid in some instances, but he just doesn't have the burst. I mean, Jin has the burst. I don't know. I'm trying to make it work. Probably can't. I tried, though.
Yeah, he tries.
Yeah. Hustle, taking away his red buff. Not going to be contested this time. There is a... Oh dear. Merrin has just stepped so far forward. That health bar. Enchanted Crystallara, though, missing. And here comes Tom Kench as well. Visual Void does land through, but that axe just slings straight through him. And he is actually going to get devoured here. Yutori is on the top side. He does have ultimate. He does use it as well. Exhaust coming through onto Zanzara. Tussle comes through as well. And that's going to be a beautiful kill. It's going to be the nice ultimate there from Lemon. But no, Non-Holy with the damage as well. He's going to be able to assist in that kill. Lemon just gets melted there. Drovovic, yet again, holding on to his ultimate. Very, very... Not very happy on the trigger there, which is really good actually, because if there was a follow-up engagement, he could use that. So really good roam there from Drovovic, and he picks himself up a kill.
That's how scary this Jace is looking right now when he's got the Maw. It's all about the early pen, all about the damage, and it's just smacking through the enemy team. Their Lemon had nothing to do in that fight. He stood there and thought, well, I guess I'm dead now, guys. And that was exactly what happened. Very unfortunate, but... Hey,
oh, no, it
looking...
reset! Oh, no, it reset like a good 4k HP.
Yeah.
Oh, unlucky.
Still only a 600 gold lead, mind you. So it's still pretty close, but things are starting to look a little bit better here for Vega.
I was so scared that Non-Holy was going to go down there because Blasting like took one shot at it, the eye opened back up and he backed off. I was like, Non-Holy's going to die, buddy. No, they do take that one. Ocean Drake actually being started up here from Rampage, so they are going to be able to cross-map objective Vega, although Zanzara is on the side, does have Ghost and Ragnarok available, but it's not worth fighting. The Ocean Drake does go down and goes into Rampage's pockets.
Indeed. Going to be a bit of a trade then, so of course they're going to trade the Rift Herald for the Dragon here, which works out quite nicely for them. It's not an Inferno, they did of course put that first one away to Vega, no contest coming through at all. Now the second one is theirs.
Oh, Yatori. He's found himself some prey. There is a Summoners on the way for Blasting. Does have the ult as well, but in the bottom side, actually, Non-Holy does pick up Naren. Pupil's in a lot of trouble. Actually gets bound up. Beautiful there from Edward. He's going to follow that one through. Non-Holy just needs one more to attack the Ignite ticking. Gets the kill. And it does look like Blasting went down in the top side equally. So it's going to be a 1-for-2 trade. But there's going to be a lot of pressure coming down from Yatori now. Tussle there as well. Can they get the tower off the back of this?
That is the big question. Can they get the tower off the back of it? Yes or no? I think at this point they probably can. There's no one here to contest it. Jace doesn't have the TP to get up here too. So Non-Holy will be, of course, taking the bot tower in response. This is actually really good because for both teams now the macro play is quite even. When the top tower went down, they took the bot tower. Now that the other bot tower is going down, they're taking the other bot tower. Sorry, they're now taking the top tower, the other bot tower is going down. So they're kind of trading it back and forth in that way. And this is why the teams are still very close in terms of gold. And okay, with that tower going down, there is now roughly a 2.5k gold lead over to Vega, just slowly edging ahead in this game. A lot of it, I think, is down to the mid lane here. 2-0 on the Ariana, only a 1-2 here for Lemon on the Victor. And he's getting dived, potentially.
He is getting dived. Whoa, that damage coming out from Drobovic just absolutely annihilates. And now Tussle trying to get in the fray as well, but he goes down equally. Equalizer comes down for Yatori even. And he just doesn't have an impact at all at this point. Tussle just completely disintegrated. No resistances on him just yet. Vega Squadron, that does mean they're going to pull down this mid lane. 5 people in the mid line right here. 2 down for Rampage. There's not much they can do. That second tier 2 tower going down in the favour of Vega Squadron there. Going to be very nice rotational map play like you were saying, meaning they're going to pick up a lot of gold. Baron up in 3 minutes as well. 4 towers to 1. Vega Squadron, their macro play has been a little bit more on point this game.
It has. I was about to say that's what I was about to say, touch on next, is how much better their macro game is looking here as well. Just making decisions and committing to them there, like committing to the mid lane tower, committing to getting that kill and then pushing onwards from there inwards. And I've got to say for Lemon, we touched on it in the pre-game as well, he needed to show up on the Victor this game, and at the minute he's not doing that. Admittedly, he is struggling because he's getting jumped on an awful lot here by the likes of Zanzara and Drobovic with that ultimate combo. But just needs to step up here. He's 30 CS down. He's got against a 3-0-1 Orianna, who is looking massive right now, going towards the Rylai's Scepter. I'm just concerned for him here. He needs to try and get himself back in this game, or else his team are going to find themselves falling out of this competition 2-1, and it'll be a real shame for them.
Tussle almost found Blasting. He has to dive away as he spots Edward as well. Lemon, I think with the Ghost, not having Ghost has been a bit of an issue for him as well.
Yeah.
Hasn't got that
I don't understand the TP, I'll be honest.
No, Non-Holy though. Uh-oh. Knows Tussle is there. He might try and go on Meren. Meren's just trying to kite back at this point. Hammer to the skies. That's a lot of damage. The heal comes out as well. The knock-up as well. He does use the flash away. He is so close to going down, but Meren survives. Tussle picks up the kill. Non-Holy just completely caught out there. No wards, but Vega Squadron are going to try and answer this one as well, using Drobovik's orb to its great of effectiveness there, just zoning out the rest of Rampage. They do take another tower. 5 towers now in the pocket for them, and the only realistic thing Rampage are going to have to pick up in these trades are kills.
Indeed, it is. That's what they've got to try and do for now. It's got to find a way to hold on. That goal lead is now extended to 5k. Baron's looking 50 seconds. Dragon in about 2 minutes. It's looking... I'm worried for them here, actually. You know, second game they looked pretty good. Maybe a lot of that was off the back of mistakes being made by Zanzara in picking the Nunu, and of course with the crazy invades. But we saw the same thing early game this time round as well. Zanzara went too deep, got caught out very early on, gave first blood over to the mid lane Victor. But that's all he's done. If he didn't have that first blood, he would be 0-3-0 right now. And when you've got an AD carry who's 0-3, it's super tough. You can't rely on your top laner and your jungler to carry the game for you. They need to get these two guys back into things.
Yeah, exactly that. And with that death though, non-holy, but look, he's so strong still. He's got the Maw. He's going for a Ghost Blade, it looks like. He has 2-1 on the board. A little bit of CS down, but those Shock Blasts are really going to start to hurt. And he's been going melee mode for most of these fights, but still, just being able to put that much damage out is just absolutely so oppressive. And Meren, he's 0-3, like you said, maybe not being able to rely on him too much. Has picked up the Frozen Fist, so he's looking for that more late game build. But will they be able to make it to the late game, Derry?
That's always the issue with having a bit of a late game kind of comp. You need the Ezreal to scale up, you need Rumble to get a couple of items so he becomes really effective. Victor needs to come back from this loss that he's currently suffering from. That's the problem, I think, for them here. They need to make it past 35-40 minutes to be able to have any chance, I think, of pulling this one back. But at the minute, Vega are doing the right things here. They're exploiting the victory the lead that they have, sorry. Taking dragons, taking objectives. Currently at a 5.5k lead. It's looking really good right now.
Not quite at the victory yet.
But looking that way.
Close. Infernal Drake is the next dragon available. We'll see what team wants to get on top of that first. It looks like Vega Squadron are just clearing out the jungle of wards now. Rampage just firmly on the back foot. They're really trying to get into this game. Tussle, yet again, he's in the kill lead for his team, just not been able to transfer some of those kills onto his main carries. Dragon is going to get started up, and there's going to be no response here from Rampage. They're going to look for another kill in the top lane on Non-Holy. The equalizer does go down. He does use the form switch to get the speed boost, and he's going to get out alive with only a flash being burnt. But Vega Squadron, their whole team's in the bottom side. Well, they're not their whole team. Three of them are on the bottom side, and yet again, just sieging down these towers at every possible opportunity.
They are, yeah. It's all about unlocking the gold that's stowed away in them. They are actually meant to defend this one here, Rampage. A bit more wave clear coming out of the team now as well. Meren desperately trying to sack up that Mirror Mana in time as well for the next few fights that will start kicking off. It's a nice power spike to have, but here Vega are going to boss them off the tower and take that one away. That's all the inner towers gone now. They've only got their inhibited towers left standing, and surely this is where you start looking towards Baron here as Vega Squadron.
Yeah, and even some of the item parts aren't even complete. Like Lemon hasn't got his upgraded hex score. He hasn't even got a key item. Actually, only just picking up one now, and it's going to be an Abyssal, so not even going for the Rylai's first.
I don't like the Abyssal here. I think, okay, into the Orianna, it would be good for the lane phase, but the lane phase is about to end now. The Rylai's would have been a lot better in terms of survivability. You'd have had some health to keep yourself relevant, I think. Maybe even a Morello's just to try and make yourself a bit stronger in the fights. Don't think this is the right build path for him.
And we'll see how that does affect him. He hasn't got too much AP on his back either at this current time. Yatori, he's got a small CS lead. Probably a bit more gold than Non-Holy does as well, but he has really not been an impact in these fights. He's managed to have some few nice pickoffs with that equalizer, but realistically, Vega, they are just looking so strong in their rotations now, setting their sights on the Baron, just getting some wards down. That's where he's going to start that one up. Tanzara is going to take a little bit of damage, but even Non-Holy with this Elder Dragon, with the Glimpse of the Void buff from the Rift Herald, just making it work so much. Tanzara has found Tussle. Tussle goes locked up. Yatori is there with the equalizer to lay it down, but they're just too scared to engage on them at this current time.
It's a tough one because Tussle, although he's currently got hold of the Tiamat, it still hasn't gone into a Titanic Hydra yet, so his damage still leaving something to be desired. Or having said that, he has literally just picked up the Titanic Hydra, so now he'll be a little bit stronger and maybe more able to trade, but at the end of the day you're still trying to trade with a full tank Olaf, which is never the easiest thing in the world to do, shall we say. And Yatori was there of course to give assistance, but didn't want to push in too far either. Needs to get hold of the Zhonya's, which I don't think he's too far away from completing. So a couple of potential item spikes coming through for Rampage here. The question is, do they try and force a fight? Because now they're 6.5k gold down and the game is slowly starting to slip away from them.
Really is. Edward has found a target though, so is blasting. Pupil gets locked up. There comes the Stranglethorns as well, but Zanzara just wants to get in onto the backline. He got exhausted, but that didn't stop him. Pods the Ragnarok to try and get the zone away. And I think that's really all they needed. They're going to take the red buff over as well. And Non-Holy, it did bide some time for him to just push that bottom side in.
Yeah, Zanzara looking a lot more comfortable on this Olaf with the invades too, coming in onto the red buff, taking it away. Did have to burn the ghost to escape, mind you, but didn't really seem too phased at the fact that there might be 2 or 3 members around him. And now they're going to start out the Baron here. This could be the big play for Vega to start closing this game out.
They are indeed. Yatori is just still back in base. He's got the TP. He's actually going to use it. Edward gets caught out here, but Lemon with no mana, and Tussle really wants this kill. He's going really deep for this. Ends up picking it up.
Got it. Oh dear, run.
Non-Holy is now on the wrong. He's on the wrong side of the tower, and Non-Holy's here, and he's just going to get a solo kill on him. Drobovic as well is on the sideline. Yatori is just going to burn him alive. Equalizer has been burnt. Now it's a 4v4 situation. Non-Holy doesn't have any mana either for any shot blast. Rampage are going to dissuade the Baron here from Vega Squadron, but they're going to have to back off as well. Blinking red health bars here for almost every member of their team.
At least they managed to stop the Baron, which was the key thing here for them to do. And they haven't lost any inhibitors, so Rampage aren't going to be feeling too bad about it at the minute. Problem comes when they do start losing inhibitors. Now that the TP's down as well, Non-Holy still has his TP, so he can go and split push for a while now, whereas the Rumble needs to stick with the team in case a Baron attempt starts. This is where you start forcing teams into uncomfortable situations and they have to start making plays. Like this one now, actually, where the Baron is being started up once again.
Yeah, no teleport from Yatori, no ultimate from him either. That Baron is falling
Tussle's miles away.
He is miles away. Lemon is on the side there, almost took out 2 people. Ragnarok is going to be popped just to get out of there. To be fair though, Lemon almost killed 2 people with the Death Ray. Unable to connect though, does mean a Baron on 5 members of Vega Squadron as Rampage barreled down the mid lane. Indeed.
It's looking like it's going their way right now, but they at least got the mid tower out here, so you need to make sure they escape. Pupil might get caught out here.
Yeah, he did get Enchanted Crystallara, stunned up as well. Has got the grey health available. Non-Holy does a lot of damage, not able to land the shock blast though.
Oh, Pupil's gone here.
Pupil here is completely gone. The axe goes through, it connects. Pupil goes down. 4v5 situation. Vega Squadron, full HP bars with Pupil down as well. Are Rampage going to be able to hold this against these Baron minions? And I'm not sure they are.
AK gold lead as well. Tell you what, Merrin, to his credit, actually, has done a really good job of dodging these shot blasts now. That's the 3rd or 4th one that in a row he's managed to use the arcane shift to escape just before it lands. Really good reaction times.
Good reaction times, but not reacting quick enough. Rampage, and even Tussle is like, right, I'm just going to split push, boys. Just let me on this bot wave so I can just get us some objectives, because at the moment, Vega Squadron have firm control, 7 towers to their name. And they just blew through those towers like hot knife through butter. And even Edward's putting up a lot of damage, but Tussle, he's on the sidelines there. Rampage just get a kill. Lemon is going to be able to pick up a kill, but he goes down as well. But Drobovic also, Merrin is just going to fall here. Just Zanzara, just the tank in the front line of blasting, putting out the DPS. A complete ace here. And they go down. This is absolutely disastrous. Could this be the end of the game, Derry?
It could be. That shockwave was massive. It destroyed Tussle. It melted Merrin. And that was the end of that fight pretty much there. As soon as you've lost your big tank and your AD carry.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
That's game.
Wow. They can end this super quick here as well. There's still 10 seconds on Pupil, about 10 seconds on the Victor, but they have blasting here. They have the AD carry going for the game. And can Vega take this series 2-1 and go off to face against Sega and Joker? I think they're going to be able to do it, Jaws.
Vega Squadron with the very disappointing day 1 are going to take 2 games, only losing 1. The Rampage. They come through. Their macro game is surely shined. Edward, a veteran of this team. I really thought he was going to shine through, and their macro game has really been on point. 2 games up. They take the victory. Saigon Jokers, the next on the menu for them. I want to see if they can do it. And my goodness.